In this movie, looks matter so much that people change their appearances at the age of 16 to fit in. One such girl is also waiting to become pretty, but finds out her friend who changed is acting strangely. Keep watching to find out what happens next. At the beginning of the movie, we get to know that because of overuse of fossil fuels, the natural resources in the world, like coal, gas, and oil, began to run very low. Due to this, people started to fight. After seeing all these problems, scientists did research and found a power source that would never run out. But still, people kept fighting because they looked different. Because of this, people lived in different countries. After that, scientists came up with a solution, which was called a transformer. When a person turned 16 years old, they were put inside a machine and changed. Because of this process, they started to look very beautiful. They said that when everyone looked beautiful, there would be no difference between people. But as I told you, only those who were 16 years old could change their bodies. Some young people who were not yet 16 had to wait for their change. They were kept in a separate place, and people ignored them. Those who had not changed were called uglies. Now the scene changed, and we saw a girl named Tally. She was also waiting to turn 16 because she wanted to look pretty. She wanted to leave her old home and go to the city. At that time, only transformed people, or those who were beautiful, could live in the city. At night, Tally went to meet her friend. They met at night and saw what people were doing in the city and how they enjoyed life. Both of them wanted to go to the city, so they waited to turn 16. At this time, Tally had 3 months left until she turned 16, but her friend was already 16. That is why he was going to change the next day. Tally told him not to forget her after his change. He said he would wait for her. The next morning, everyone went into the hall and sat down because they were going to change today. The person in charge came there, who was giving everyone a new life in the city. When her friend was called, he went to be changed. But after him, Tally felt very bad inside. Tally messaged her friend many times, but he did not answer. Then she really wanted to see him, so she went into the city without caring about anything. While there, she found a mask by accident. When she put on the mask, she looked very pretty. After wearing it, she entered the city, and no one recognized her. She went straight to her friend. She was very happy to see him, but when she talked to him, she felt he had completely changed. The way he used to treat Tally before was not the same at all. At that moment, the city guard scanned Tally and discovered that a stranger had entered. Tally wore a special jacket to escape from there. When she jumped from the building, she did not fall but managed to get away. She ran and hid near a bridge, but the guards saw her. At the same time, a girl named Shay came. She tricked the guard and ran away with Tally. Tally felt very happy and thanked her. This is how they became friends. Tally told Shay about her friend and said that he was a very good friend of hers. She had come to meet him in the city, but after being transformed, he had completely changed. The next morning, Shay taught Tally how to skate, but it was very hard for Tally. Shay introduced Tally to her friends and gave her a book to read. When Tally read the book, she discovered that there was another world outside of hers. However, Tally did not believe it at that time. Shay told her that there was really a place outside their world called Smoke. There was a man named David who could take them to Smoke. In Smoke, they could live their lives freely. But even after hearing this, Tally did not believe Shay. She thought that there was no other world except for hers. Then Shay took Tally outside. They took off their rings so that no one could track them. Shay brought Tally to a world that was now destroyed. This world was no longer a good place to live. She told Tally that if she wanted to live with them, she could come along. They would have a better world, which was a nice place. There was no discrimination there. No matter how a person was, they could live there happily. Shay said she was going to live with David in Smoke, and that she would be very happy to be part of that life. If Tally ever wanted to come to them, she could come to that address. Shay promised she would meet Tally in Smoke. Saying this, she gave Tally a car and started to leave. Tally did not want Shay to go away, but their paths were different. Tally had to stay there and become pretty, while Shay had to live her free life. That is why Shay left. The day came when Tally's transformation was about to happen. Everyone went inside for the transformation one by one, but Tally's turn did not come because she was stopped. The person in charge wanted to meet Tally. She called Tally over and said that Shay, your friend is missing from here. I think you know where she is gone. Tally tried to lie, but the machine caught her. The person in charge said that until Tally told them about Shay, she would not be allowed to transform. Tally was sent back to her old house. One day, Tally's friend came to visit her. He said he wanted both of them to live together in the city. This would only happen if Tally told the person in charge about Shay. He said she just had to listen to the person in charge, and then she could also go to the city. Tally agreed and got ready to tell the truth to the person in charge. Now the person in charge herself told Tally the truth. She said that there was a man outside who was kidnapping Shay and controlling her mind. David was dangerous and had become a weapon to destroy their world. The person in charge wanted Tally to join their team so she could reach David and save their world. Before leaving, she gave Tally a locket and said that this locket would help her. Tally went to the address given by Shay. She saw a train track in the middle of the jungle. Following the track, she reached a flower field. While resting there, Tally fell asleep. But when she woke up, she saw that the field was on fire. At that moment, David appeared in front of her, the same person she already knew. He checked Tally's bag and found a tracker. David threw it away because the tracker showed where Tally was. The person in charge found out where Tally was and sent her men there. David took Tally to his friends, where she met Shay. Tally felt very happy to see Shay because she had come to save her. Tally arrived at the command of the person in charge, but she had not told Shay this yet. Shay asked who had given her the locket. Tally lied and said that her friend had given it to her. The next day, Tally and the team went on a mission where they were going to burn the flowers. Tally did not understand why they were burning the flowers since they worked as a power source. David told her that the person in charge had lied to her. He said these flowers were making the nearby fields useless, so they were killing them. David and the team were burning the flowers when the person in charge's men arrived. Shay fell down from the helicopter by accident. Tally saved Shay while risking her own life. A soldier from the person in charge was about to catch them, but they managed to return to the helicopter. Everyone thought all of this happened because of Tally. However, when they discovered that Tally saved Shay's life by putting herself in danger, they started to trust her. Everyone joined Tally's team and took her to Smoke. In Smoke, Tally saw the developed world for the first time. There, many people lived as they wanted. They only needed to work to get food and water. Tally stayed there for many days. Then one day Shay asked her if she wanted to stay there or go back. Tally remained silent, which meant she was confused and didn't know if she still wanted to leave. She did not know who was true and who was false. The person in charge had said that David was very dangerous and had weapons. But after arriving in Smoke, Tally realized that the in-charge had lied. David wanted to convince Tally, so he took her to meet his parents, who knew a lot about the city. David's dad told Tally about the person in charge and the city, and Tally was surprised to hear it. David's dad said that they had not told her, but many people had died during transformation. Those who succeeded in transforming lost their minds completely. Their feelings and emotions disappeared, making their happiness just an act. David's dad explained that he found out the person in charge was doing wrong, so they left that place and ran to Smoke. He said he was working on a serum in his lab to help people recover. He told Tally that the person in charge kept a nano serum in her lab. If they could get it, he could make his medicine and experiment with it. After hearing all this, Tally believed what he said. She threw the locket given by the person in charge into the fire. Now she was ready to stay in Smoke with David and his family. Because of the fire, the locket burned to ashes, which sent a signal to the person in charge. This was a sign that she got from the locket. As soon as she received the signal, she came to the village with her people. David's dad was asked where David was, but he did not answer. Because he did not answer, Tally's friend killed David's dad. Seeing this, Tally stood in front of the person in charge and yelled that she had said she would not kill anyone. Everyone believed Tally was with the person in charge, and because of that, the person in charge was able to come there with her people. The person in charge took everyone in the village as prisoners and took them with her. Meanwhile, Tally got a chance, and she ran to make a big explosion. Because of the explosion, David also got a chance to run. Now the person in charge took David's people away with her. When Tally was with David, he became very angry at her, but Tally said that whatever happened was not her intention. She did not want any of this. Tally said she was ready to live in the village with David and wanted to help save his people. Tally took David and went back into the city. Since she had been there before, she knew the way well. Once inside, Tally and David freed everyone and helped them get out. But when Tally saw Shay, she found out that Shay had transformed. Shay looked completely different and seemed very happy in her new form. At that moment, the person in charge arrived and took the three of them and put them inside the machine because she wanted to transform them too. As soon as the machine started, David's friend came in from the helicopter. During the shooting, a fire started and the machine crashed. Because the machine broke down, everyone was saved. Meanwhile, David's mother stole the nano serum while everyone was distracted. As soon as they ran out, Tally's friend appeared in front of them. He started to fight David and hit him hard. To save David, Tally stepped in and pushed her friend. As a result, he fell down and got hurt badly. Now they had a chance and everyone escaped the city. After they got to safety, David's mother said that they still had time. She had both serums and could make medicine with them. But the question was who they would experiment on. Tally suggested that they could experiment on Shay. However, Shay did not want to do it because she had become pretty and wanted to stay that way. Tally then said, "Okay, no problem. I will help you finish the experiment. I will use the medicine after I become pretty. And if I get better, we can cure everyone." After a while, the person in charge arrived. She took Tally with her and made her pretty through transformation. Now Tally was pretty, but she still had to do the serum experiment on herself. After that, she planned to bring the rest of the pretty people back to their original state. Tally was now ready to help more people, and that was how the movie ended.